Hello, and welcome back to Education Unpacked. Today, it's the long promised, and I apologize for the delay, but there was a reason for it. Earlier this week on the Teshley Solutions blog post, I put out an update on the FAFSA Beta 3 testing that started on November 1st. I didn't want to do this video until I had spoken directly with one of the participants in that testing phase. And today I did that. So I'm ready to proceed with this video. I am not, as the last time I put up a lot of the outcomes and participants and things that is in the blog post that I put up earlier this week. So I'm going to link to that in the description. What I am going to do now is share with you a summary of the conversation I had with Mr. Simon, who is the director of the Citrus County Coalition for College and Careers. And boy, do I have great news. According to Mr. Simon, things went exceedingly well, much better than anticipated, and a vast improvement over last year's application debacle is the understatement of the century. Things went really, really, really well. He reported that most of the students were able to complete in 15 minutes or less, some in under 10 minutes, even 7 minutes. Those were the independent students that didn't have to work with a contributor. Those were the ones that finished in 7 minutes or less. But those that did have to have a contributor, it was 15 minutes or less. And it went really well. In addition to that, from my previous conversation with Mr. Simon, he shared with me that this is a great organization. It's a lot of community volunteers, retired people, and so forth, but also it's volunteer students. It's teens helping teens, students helping their peers. And these are really bright and observant young people. And so with the previous application, they had noticed some issues that needed to be corrected, and they made a list of those, and those were submitted to the Department of Education. So that was my previous conversation with Mr. Simon. Now, before I spoke with him today, when I was doing the blog post update, I looked and saw that they were reporting a number of corrections that had taken place, and those were for the forward facing users. Those are the students and the contributors. The back end is a whole nother discussion that we'll talk about another day. But as I was going through that list, I said, these seem a little familiar. So today when I spoke with Mr. Simon, I asked him if those corrections were part of the list that his students had submitted, and he said yes, they were. So not only is the Department of Education trying to get ahead of this release, it is still working to correct previous issues. And it's not just lip service. They are, when issues are being reported, they actually are addressing them. That is great news. It looks as though this really will launch on or before December 1st. As I said, my guess is it's probably going to be December 1st, only because you have the Thanksgiving is late this year. So you have that holiday, but who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us, and maybe it'll come out over that weekend. But I would imagine, based on the way things are going to date, that they will be ready. Now, remember, phase 3 has to complete, and then phase 4 will start. But since 1, 2, and 3 have gone well, if you look at that blog post, you will see that although it's only a percentage point or 2, the satisfaction rating has increased from phase 1 to phase 3. And phase 3 is the one that had upwards of 10,000 students participating in it, whereas phase 1 under 700, and then phase 2 had less than 3,000. So they're ramping up the number of participants, and they're getting even better results. So that is really good news. Please subscribe to the channel so that you'll get the next update when it comes out. That's all I have for now, and I hope to see you soon. Remember, education is a journey. Let's take it together.